Hello, fellow water snob, or science geek, or just someone that's concerned about your health. I'm going to do a little test today looking at rainwater. This is, to show it to you closer so you can see the quality of the water. It's pretty clear. This is water that has fallen within the last week and has been collected by this gauge that sits on the side of my fence. And I thought I'd test this out to look at three different things that I continually look at with the two other forms of water that I have in my house. So I've got three actually: tap water, chlorinated, artificially fluoridated tap water. Then I've also got water that's gone through a filter and mineralization process called a Zazen water filter, or it's also known as a PIMAG originally. And I've also got another Japanese filter plus ioniser that's called a leveler, which is also known as Kangen water, which has all these different styles of water that you can use that are very acidic all the way up to super alkalized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this water into two glasses here. We're going to look at three things. We're just going to look at pH, we're going to look at chlorine, and we're going to look at molecular hydrogen. Now, why are we going to look at things like chlorine? Isn't that just in tap water? Well, look, the thing is that from a primal perspective, if our rainwater was nice and healthy and was the way that nature intended it to be, then on average it would always have a pH of around about 5.6 from what I understand, because carbon dioxide dissolves within that rainwater coming down, and it causes what's called, or creates what's called carbonic oxide. I'll write it in there and I'll let you know. Anyhow, bottom line is that it's just that little bit more acidic, so it's not actually alkaline or neutral like a lot of people might think it might be. Now, the other big problems I have with just drinking rainwater, the way that it tends to be collected in this day and age, is that you're not getting rainwater that's completing its cycle. It's not hitting the ground, it's not being mineralized over rocks, over dirt, and getting all the good stuff that we all need to make our water actually be absorbed and utilized. All of that water is usually coming down with a whole heap of pollutant, a whole heap of crap like sulfur dioxide and nitric oxide. The two of those then can create what's called acid rain and make the acidity of the water even way lower, which is definitely not a healthy thing that you want to be ingesting, drinking, putting on your body, all that sort of stuff. Now, whatever you want to believe, bottom line is that there are two different ways that the weather has been modified over the years, and you can look this all up, like here in Queensland and Australia, cloud seeding, where they actually pump what's called silver iodide from the ground up into the air to be able to modify the actual weather, has been done since the 1950s. It's on government websites, it ain't a secret. The next one though that's more controversial is chemtrails, and I mean, if you've lived anywhere and you've seen hashtags of all of these lines all over the sky, that's a chemtrail, that's not a condensation trail. So it's in our face every single day. Bottom line is that whether you believe it or not, there is pollutants in the air, and that's affecting the water that you drink. So whether or not you actually then filter your water at the very least, let alone ionize the water and change the pH and even add what's called molecular hydrogen to the process, you need to really consider this sort of stuff. So, well, I'm thinking at least when I do these tests, so we'll see how we go. We're going to pour these here into each glass, just a little bit in each one. So the ones that I'm going to test here first up, let's drop that down, make sure that doesn't come out. Yep. I just want to check to see if there's any chlorine. Now, I'm not expecting there to be any chlorine. The chlorine will make, if there is chlorine in the water, it'll go like a yellow sort of color. I'll just swirl it around. There's everything else up in the air there, but it doesn't look like there's any chlorine. So happy days, better than tap water in that respect. Let's now go to the next one. We'll go to the clean glass here, and I'm going to test the amount of molecular hydrogen that's in the water. And I'm not expecting this to actually be in there either, because it needs to go through an electrical process called electrolysis to be able to make this become a reality. So I'm just going to show you here, when I turn it on, it's not stuck in the water there at all yet, and it says 0 parts per million, but now I'm going to put it in the water and we'll just check it out. You'll see other videos that I've done using Kangen water, so water that's actually been ionized, and you'll see there, just make sure, yep, nothing. There's no extra benefits to rainwater in that respect. And let's go to the last one though. Ethanol. So we're going to put this ethanol drops in here, and this looks at pH. Ideally we want this to be neutral, like a green color up to a purple color, and I'll show you the list, but wow. I didn't expect it to go that orange. That's pretty bad. So have a look here. Can you see here how when you've got water that is highly alkalized, it is very purple. If it's neutral, which is what all tap water should be, it should be 7.0. But as you can see with this rainwater, it's extremely acidic. It's looking like 4 or below. That's pretty orange to me. So I'm glad I've done this little test here, because bottom line is that if you are getting rainwater and you're using that within your water filters, or what's it called, water ionisers, probably going to be a lot better than hopefully a lot better than tap water. But at the end of the day, if you're just drinking tap water straight like this, I would highly recommend that you at least take the next step, get like a UV filter or get a filter, or better yet, take the next level and ionize your water so that you can change the pH, get rid of all the shit that's in the air that's come down with the water, and then pump it full of molecular hydrogen. There is so much amazing peer-reviewed stuff on Google Scholar, on PubMed, all these sorts of places for science geeks that want to be able to validate the whole idea of having parts per million of molecular hydrogen in your water. I ain't drinking that. Do you want it?
Visit kangencartel.com today